Since the beginning of 2025, I've been developing my very own FPV simulator with one very specific goal in mind, and that is to make a simulation that's good enough for me personally to get better. Because in other simulators there's kind of a skill ceiling, and if you reach a certain skill level you actually just get worse by playing too much simulator, or at least that's how it was for me. And I think I actually managed to achieve that goal, because in the last year I didn't fly that much IRL, but I improved quite a bit just by playing my simulator a lot. Basically every simulator does the stick input and pitch simulation quite well, so it works well for learning the controls and learning trick combos and stuff like that. But where it usually falls apart is during complex maneuvers, like for example tight dives, like a ladder dive, knife edges and tricks of that sort. So you can learn how to fly a drone, but you don't really learn how to maneuver the drone, if that makes sense. And in my simulator that's very different. And I'm not just saying that, but I actually have the data to back it up as well. So here's a clip of my cousin who is flying for his very first time a real 5-inch drone after only playing the simulator. And I think that was after about 40 hours in the sim. And here's a clip after about 200 hours and maybe 5 real flying days. And he's already better than like 90 to 95% of people I meet at the spot randomly who've been flying for multiple years. And he just got his first drone a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I'd say it works pretty well as a training tool. But it's also not perfect and still in early access. And now I'm gonna show you around a little bit and show you all the maps, the drones, the features, but also the bugs and downsides. So you can decide for yourself if this is for you or if you should wait or maybe get another sim. So let's hop right in. So this is the menu. You got the settings, pretty basic stuff. You can turn off a lot of stuff to make it run on really shitty PCs. Like this potato mode, and then you can reduce the render resolution and turn off the shadows, so it really runs on shit PCs. Then we got the controller setup. If you have a normal HTX radio, then it's very straightforward. You just press auto detect and it detects all the switches. And you need to configure your arm switch, turtle switch, and the trails. And might as well enable respawn as well. And now you're good to go. These are the maps. So this is the landing screen basically. You can select your drones, got a couple different ones. You can change the physics settings like the weight, thrust, top speed, camera angle, FOV, and a bit the drag, but the defaults are just very good and I always fly in defaults. And I think most people do. Then you can of course change your rates. Got actual rates, beta flight rates, kiss rates, and a couple presets. The default rates are just my rates, so this is it if you didn't know. And there's a couple settings you can do here as well, but I'll show those later, like signal simulation. And yeah, that's kind of it. So now we're in the game. And I'm just back from a big flying weekend and I didn't fly any simulator since. So with other simulators I would need like 30 minutes to an hour to get used to it again. But let's see if I can just fly right away. Hey. Okay, looks like I needed about 30 seconds of warm-up. I'm fully locked in. So that's the 5-inch physics. Let's check out the 3.5-inch physics. These are all the defaults tweaked to what my real-life drone does. So the 3.5-inch is pretty beginner friendly because it doesn't go as fast and it corners very tight. And it also falls pretty slow if you're doing dives. So that's the 3.5-inch. Let's check out the 85mm whoop. The defaults are tweaked to my Modular 8. And these are the settings. It actually flies very much like a whoop and quite a bit different than an open prop quad. Got a lot more drag and also it corners like super tight. Come on. And we also got a 65mm whoop, which is tuned to my newbie drone Hummingbird V4. And it's even easier to fly at corners super tight. Throttle control is a bit more difficult, but that's how it goes for these really small quads. Okay, let's go. So those are the quads. There's also wing, which is kind of in alpha testing, but I'll show you that later. And let's check out the other maps for now. So we got, this was the OG bando, it's kind of my home spot. Then we got the triangle bando, which is my secondary home spot. There's also someone online, so I can show you the multiplayer. So it's just a pretty small bando. Good for super tight proxy freestyle stuff. Let's check out the next map, which is Ikea. And I can also show you the wing here. I haven't flown any wings in quite a while. Need a second to get used to this shit. Of course, you can also fly quads here. That's the Ikea map. And we also got a couple custom maps built by other players, like this Trafohalle. Very cool map. Nice little pedal court. Bunch of knife edge pillar thingies. If I can fly. There we go. I guess that's not happening. Do you even fit in the top one? Big shout out to Tikrigi for making this map. Hope that's how you pronounce it. And we also got another very awesome map by Kivile. Let's check it out. And actually I'm gonna fly the 3.5 inch here, because the map is kinda tight. And this one's just more fun here. Come on. Holy shit, can't fly for shit. Come on. Okay, let me show you the signal simulation as well, because we got digital and analog signal simulation. Let's do analog first. And this is not just a filter, it actually does wall thickness and penetration as well. If I start to go far away behind a couple walls, signal gets really bad. It doesn't cut out completely, but yeah, I really can't see shit. And you can also change your pilot's position. So if I wanna fly this spot with signal simulation, I just press S, set my respawn location here. And it also updates the signal simulation. Oh my god, can't see shit. Yeah, we fucking go, holy shit. And let me show you the digital simulation as well. So it actually starts lagging once you go too far. It's pretty funny. Okay, I cannot fly here. Let me reset my spawn point. So, I guess enough of this map. Let's check out the racing mode, because there's a racing mode that's kinda shit still, but there's a racing mode. If you're looking for a serious racing sim, this is not it, but maybe I'll update it at some point. Finally. Oh, PB as well. Nice. Fucking Freddy still faster. Shout out Freddy. So that's the racing mode. If you're looking for a serious racing sim, this is not it. But if you get on my nerves enough, maybe I'll make it happen. And last but not least, we got the practice mode, which is basically an ACRO Trainer for absolute beginners. This is your first time trying to fly a drone. Give this a try. A bit buggy, as you can see, but basically teaches you the controls one axis at a time. So here I'm only controlling the throttle. If I move the other sticks, nothing happens. Just throttle control. Then we got just pitch. It holds the throttle for me. And I just need to control pitch. Then throttle and pitch, but no yaw and roll. So I can move these all over the place, nothing happens. Just throttle and pitch. Now we got all access, but you don't have to hold your height, so you can't crash really. And then we got the last stage, which is just full acro, but you're flying here like a modified beginner drone, which is a lot easier to fly than the normal 5-inch preset. So yeah. That's the ACRO Trainer. Oh, I did forget about one thing, which is the trails from my tutorial series. Oh, I guess, and the multiplayer. So it's the multiplayer, you can spectate multiple people at once, actually, while flying, which is pretty cool. You need a little bit of a beefy PC to do this, but yeah, it's pretty cool. You just wanna spectate your friends, chill in a Discord, and spectate them while flying. Let me turn this off for now. And the trails, which is, if you have it bound to a switch, it's basically always recording. And as soon as you flip the switch that you bound, then it will render the quads. Yeah, that's the train mode. And we got a fellow Glazer in the chat as well. Nice. That's a multiplayer chat. And I guess you can also spectate in full screen, of course. And of course, if you didn't already notice, the graphics are kinda ass, but I personally don't really care too much. And whenever I play a game, I just turn down the graphics like pretty far to squeeze out all the frames. But if you are someone that cares a lot about graphics, then maybe don't get this one and stick to some of the other ones with better graphics. And also the maps themselves are a bit quite unpolished if you go to the edges. Like go under the maps in some spots. And that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for a serious practice tool to get better at RL FPV flying, definitely give this a shot. And if you have any questions, you can also join my Discord server, which is linked in the description. And I'm also taking a lot of feature requests in there because a lot of these things are from feature requests. And the custom maps you saw earlier, you can build those yourself. There's a little tutorial on my website. You can build them with Blender. Anything that can be built in Blender and export it as GLTF can be imported into the game. And if you have any questions about that, you can also ask in the Discord. So that was the zone. If you wanna play it today, you can buy it on Steam. If you wanna wait for more updates, you can also add it to your wishlist on Steam and join my Discord server to keep up with updates. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one, I guess.